Hey everyone, Tech here. Welcome to Tech's Tavern. Grab a brew, pull up a chair, and let's continue our Let's Play on Crusader Kings 2 Croatia. And on this episode, we're going to try to continue on our current path of operations, which right now, and to get everybody kind of up to speed what's going on, is we're kind of in a period of peace right now. We've been fighting off some revolts. Byzantine had a big revolt. And while they had that revolt, we were able to grab a couple counties. I think we grabbed Turnu, I think Roshka and Zeta. I think we had grabbed like all three of those over the course of that. So we were able to expand slightly. We had a couple internal revolts. We had Byzantine actually try to pull a quick one and take one of our territories, and we were able to avert that quickly. Right now, we have a new king who has only been in reign for a couple episodes. He's only 20. And what we're trying to do, I used to hold 3 king titles, and I got a couple other things to explain on this episode. This episode may be more talking than doing, but we'll see. I'm going to try to get some stuff going here. We used to have 3 king titles. We used to have Croatia, Hungary, and Serbia. We decided to can the Serbia king title to try to consolidate. As you can see, Serbia right here, we hold 5 out of the 6 counties that are Serbia. The only one we don't hold is Belgrade right here, but we have these 4 and Box, which I think is the other. Well, actually, we have 6 out of the 7. These 4, these 2. Belgrade's the only one we don't have. So I went ahead and consolidated that down so I wouldn't have to keep fighting for that. I wouldn't have to keep worrying about that particular title. And you know, the monkey wrench of a Byzantine guy in there and the votes and whatnot. And so we just got rid of that. Now what I'm trying to do is, the way I play, and this may vary for other people, I'm sure. I've had at least 2 other people send me messages saying that they play a totally different way, that they prefer to play with seniority because it's more predictable or whatever. I like playing with elective more because what I do is I concentrate on keeping all my vassals happy, and generally if you can keep all your vassals happy and you play with elective, then you can generally get everything to go your way. I mean, yeah, there maybe is that chance of a monkey wrench getting thrown in there, but you know, like you can see right here, currently Justin on elective is, you know, in the top spot right this second. Now, Hungary is in seniority right now, which is going to be a problem for me because that's not what I want. I want to change Hungary to elective. However, for me to change to elective, if I hover over this, you can see I have to reign for 10 years, which that's fine because I've been reigning, I mean, I'm not too far off from 10 years. And everything else is proper except I have to get all my vassals out of negative opinion. So that is something we're going to be working on. Because right now, we have 3 vassals in negative opinion. And we need to correct that. And we can probably take care of some of this stuff with honorary titles and paying people off and stuff like that. So we will take care of that. Now, some of our other concerns we got going on right now, besides that, one is, I don't know if our older son's going to cause any problems, but he's an imbecile, and that's why we're passing him over. So we've kind of been passing Gabriel over and going straight to Justin. So we'll have to see how that pans out. The other issue we have is Byzantine is giving us the stinky eye, the Empress over here. She doesn't like me. I don't like her. She just got done with a big giant war. You can see here she desires the kingdom of Croatia. I can feel it coming. So, you know, like, we're cool with the Holy Roman Empire. And Ruthenia, we used to be allies with them. I mean, we're not totally allies still, I don't believe. That was when my sister, I think, was like the queen or something, which I think has already passed. My aunt. Okay, my aunt's son now is the king. So, yeah, who's considered our allies? Do we have any? Yeah. Well, anyway, what we have going on right now is I do have my chancellor is trying to improve diplomatic relations here with the Byzantine chick. Not because I want to be friends necessarily, just because I'm trying to stave off a war or an attack. What I'm hoping happens is I'm hoping she gets into another revolt or what's his? He has a positive opinion of her. See, they generally have a positive opinion because they all just helped her revolt. Yeah. Or I'm hoping that they get into a war with somebody over here again. Right now, I think they're generally, she's hostile towards a whole bunch of people. But she's not actually, okay, she is attacking. She's attacking Caliph Jaladin, the Conqueror of Tripoli. Okay, they're fighting over here, I think. So that's kind of some of the stuff that's going on right now. Let's go ahead and just let this. Whoops. Ay, jeez. Talk about some bad clicking. To the most illustrious King Dimitaro I, the good burghers of Koprivnica are barely able to pay their taxes. Our coffers are empty. I humbly ask that you lower the taxes for your cities. Well, I definitely cannot do that. There we go. We'll just use our skills. Okay, let's take a look at that vassal thing, because we may have to make a quick play on some of this. Okay. Wait a minute. I didn't mean to do that. Dang it. Today's gonna be a bad day. My clicking is out of alignment. Okay. So, he's at 17. I'm not gonna be able to get 17 with a like a title, because generally the highest one's 15. I might be able to get these guys taken care of with titles. Let's see, that's Dalmatia. Okay, yeah, and the Nitria guy. I'm gonna have to get him probably with a gift, money gift. I can pay 63 to get 44, so we will go ahead and do that. Okay, then we got this guy, this girl here. 7 is not too far off. I see 20, instead of wasting a title, 20 is not that bad. I mean, I make almost 20 in a month, so we'll go ahead and do that too. We got 1 left. Okay, I don't feel like paying him 50. So let's give him one of the titles. It's a 10. Let's do Keeper of the Swans. That sounds good. There. Now, let's take a look at this again. Hungary. Now we just have to make it to the 10-year mark, which I think there's a way to. It's been a while since I've tried checking it. I don't know exactly when it was he took over as king. What was he, like 14 or something like that? So, I mean, I'm not too far off. I forget exactly how to check that. I'm sure one of you guys can tell me in the comments. I used to know. It's like I've just had a brain fart and forgot. Whoops. Yeah, I don't remember exactly how to check that. Let's speed it up a little bit. Look at the beautiful lands of Croatia. Some of you guys were, oh, a couple things I guess I'll cover while we're letting stuff tick by. Oh, and one, actually, let me pause it for a second. One thing was somebody had asked me about the improvements and all, and I kind of answered it in the comment on the last video on part 80 or whatever. Asked kind of like why was I only doing my improvements mainly on the capital city and not on the other smaller cities and whatnot. And you're right, I do need to do that. That was something more of a case of that I Okay, I apologize there. My 4-year-old daughter just decided to run through here screaming, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. So everything had to stop while I gave her a snack. Alright, to get back to what I was going over is on the upgrades, I'd been kind of tight on money on this Let's Play for if some people had not watched the entire Let's Play. You know, I started off just as a duke of a couple counties in Croatia, then eventually took over as king of Croatia, then eventually took over Hungary, and then slowly chipped away and started taking over Serbia. And so I've had a lot of like takeovers, a lot of wars, a lot of revolts. Every time my king dies, I've had big revolts, and that's been a big suck on my cash at hand. And so upgrades I've kind of sucked at, and I've had a lot of people criticize me for not doing enough upgrades and things like that. And so kind of what I've been doing is just when I've been able to do upgrades, I've generally been a king too, where I've always had pretty much always about seven plus domain size. And so I'm not, you know, like some people's LPs I've watched where they have kings that really have terrible attributes where they're only got like 4 counties they're over. And so, yeah, they can sit there in 4 counties and upgrade their capitals and all their others. But when I'm sitting there upgrading, you know, 7 counties, you know, generally maybe I'm hitting all the capitals in those counties, but I'm not hitting the smaller towns as well because that's a lot to cover. And so that's, you know, that's a roundabout excuse for why I haven't hit the smaller ones as much as I should. I should be, because in some cases I can get bigger gains from smaller investments typically. You know, like I can get a good tax income out of here as long as, you know, I mean, that's, you know, for a smaller amount. That's, I mean, that's definitely, I mean, heck, I should probably just go ahead and do that one. But I do need to be better about that. Because, you know, here, for instance, the church thing, you know, there's not even, you know, there's a tax income, but I got to do some other stuff before I can get to that. You know, there's some cavalry, blah, 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 archers, levy size 15%, which is really good. I need to get that. But that's part of that. The other one is to build a new holding is 700. It's just, the person, I think she'd also asked why I had a bunch of blank spots. Because it's 700, drop on that. And I mean, I've gotten to 700 a few times, but to drop my entire load on building another city, I mean, yeah, it can pay off in the long run because of the tax revenues and things like that you're going to get at it. But I just really haven't had that luxury much because of the timing of my king changeovers and everything else. So, but that is something I do need to start paying attention to, especially the working on the other ones besides the capital. So definitely thanks for that comment. That is definitely something I need to start, you know, looking at more. It is something I'm aware of. Let me put it that way. It wasn't that I just totally was, you know, ignorant of it. I was aware of it. It's just because I've always been holding 7 counties and having so many changeover and battles and revolts, my money just has been very, you know, moment to moment, so to speak. My beloved Aunt Helena is concerned that she is still not married. Helena. Okay. I will find her somebody nice. Pause. I wonder, and that's my aunt. We'll deal with that in a minute. I was wondering if I could. You know what? Let me. My I know there's a faster way to do this, most likely. Here she is right here. I was gonna see if there was, how old is she? 29? What I'm looking for is like a Ruthenia. To maybe tie up some relations a bit. But I don't think I'm gonna find one. I could have scrolled past one because I'm searching pretty fast. Okay, I can't marry her to a 10-year-old. It's not gonna pan out. Hungarian, no, Bohemian, Italian. Is there any at all that I'm like looking at the flags to see if there's any at all that come with any kind of a thing, but no, there's not. Yeah, I don't think it really matters, to be honest, at this point. There's not very good choices here. We can go with a German, and then that way it just ties us into the Holy Roman Empire a little bit, but I don't want to, at the same time, I don't want to give any excuses for them doing anything. Deceitful. Norwegian. That sounds fun. Yeah, that's fun. Good stuff. Alright, let's continue, just let this go by for a second. And like I said, I don't think we're going to tie up too much here on this particular episode, but we have achieved... Excellent. He did say okay on that, right? I didn't actually really read it carefully, but... I guess I should have read it. I believe that was the yes message. Alright, so we're doing good there. Now we just gotta wait for the 10-year dealio. Which I don't think we should be too far away. That's when he took over. Okay, 26 August 1181. So we got to make it to 26 August 1191. Okay, so we have 1 year to go. 1 year. We got to hold it together in peace for 1 year. And that will then allow us to make our switch. So actually what we will do, and this will be a good opportunity to a good stopping point. Like I said, I know mainly I was doing a lot of setup on this episode, so the next episode we're going to get right into the business. So I'm not going to do a lot of the setup again like I did on this episode necessarily. But what we want to do on the next episode then is we'll finish out the final year here. We'll make our law change to try to get Hungary to go to elective, I believe, unless some of you just scream at me that that's a terrible idea. But I mean, that's generally what I want to go towards, because seniority is just not going to work for me. I got everybody in the green. All my vassals like me right now. I should be able to continue to improve that over the course of my reign, since I'm pretty young, hopefully. And I can get people to all vote on my side, get Justin in a position. If we end up having to bump Gabriel off for some reason or whatever, we can look at doing that. What's Byzantine got going on? Defending against Calisardian war from claim on Turnovo. Okay, so they got some kind of like a little revolts going on in there. Interesting. Oh, Sweden got some stuff going on over there. So yeah, that's what we're going to try to do on the next episode then, is try to get that law change pushed through so we can get everything on elective, keep all our vassals happy, and then if at that point, if we still have Byzantine, if we got them moving in the right direction at least, 343 to get 57. It's hilarious. We may look at hitting Khorasan, because we had talked about that before. So we may do that. But anyway, we will go ahead and stop it there. I think things are moving along in the right direction. We're kind of going the way we need to go. So that will be it, and I will see you all in the tavern next time.